France is about to attack Niger, and as they prepared to do so, they gave the new military administration a new timeline. However, Niger's military alone won't be able to handle the wrath of the French military and the Corse military, which is why they sought out assistance from some of their allies. Surprisingly, a country no one expected to join Niger decided to defend them if they were attacked. The country was France. If they didn't release the ousted president, they would invade. Russia is the first nation that might be supporting Niger. Why would Russia support them when they have one of the greatest militaries in the world and could potentially intervene in the ongoing war in Niger to support the coup leader and prevent him from being detained by France and the Ecos? Despite not being in Niger, the Russian mercenary Wagner Group has been operating in the region for a while, helping to fight off terrorist organizations in Burkina Faso and Mali. As the time set by the coast to release the nation's deposed president approaches, the coup leader in Niger has requested assistance from the Wagner Group. ECO had intended to interfere militarily, but with support from the Russians, they might reconsider and back off. When General Sali Famodi traveled to the neighboring country of Mali and spoke with a member of the rebel group, he made this request. There are rumors that the Wagner Group is considering the request, and the Niger coup leader will undoubtedly need this support to ensure his continued rule free from interference from France or the Ecowas. This will also be advantageous for Russia because it occurs as the West and the East compete for territory in Africa. The US and Europe want to seize control of Africa and sign agreements with it, but Africans claim they are sick of these two powers. Since the accords that have been ongoing for years haven't been successful, the majority of African nations are now looking eastward. Over 90% of African heads of state even attended the Russia-Africa summit. Russia isn't the only nation that is considering supporting Niger. Burkina Faso will compete alongside Niger as the next nation. The leader of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, is the youngest president in Africa. After toppling the previous administration in 2022, which he perceived to be a puppet of the French government, Traoré alleges that his people suffered and were destitute as a result. Despite the fact that the nation had abundant mineral resources, things improved briefly under his leadership. However, after the Russian-Africa summit, Ibrahim Traoré gained international attention when he spoke out against the West's use of Africa as a source of raw materials, saying that it is time for Africa to take a stand and engage in trade agreements that will improve rather than impoverish their lives. France threatened to strike Niger after a coup there. Why does France want to attack? Burkina Faso's neighboring nation, Niger, is rich in a particular mineral that France so sorely needs. The mineral uranium powers 1/3 of all residences in France. France is in dire need of uranium from Niger because without it, its citizens will suffer, especially during the harsh winters. As a result, France became incensed when Niger forbade the shipment of its uranium to France. Decided that if its interest in that territory, which just so happens to be uranium, were jeopardized, it would attack Niger. Ibrahim Traoré made the decision to support Niger in case France attacked because he knew that if Niger was attacked and defeated, he might be next. He knows if Niger were to be conquered, he would be the next, thus the best situation for him to be in would be to join forces with Niger and have a better chance of fending off France. One of the 3 West African nations that chose to support Niger is Burkina Faso. Another nation that has chosen to support Niger is Mali. Mali has also experienced exploitation from France. Mali has thousands of gold mines and ranks as the world's 15th largest producer of gold, whereas France doesn't produce gold but instead has the 4th largest gold reserve, and Mali has no gold reserve. Assimi Goïta, the military leader in Mali, is serving as president until the country's 2024 presidential election. Mali also experienced a military coup in which the military was forced to overthrow the country's government, which France had installed. Mali opted to combine forces with Niger since it is also Niger's neighbor and feared suffering the same destiny as Niger if it remained independent. Burkina Faso and a third nation in West Africa, Kenya. Another country that had its president overthrown through coup was Guinea, whose leader Mamadi Doumbouya is now in charge. He has allied himself with Niger and pledged to support them. These 3 West African nations have decided to support Niger in the event of an invasion because they believe they will have a better chance of defeating a common foe than they would if they were divided. Algeria is the 5th nation to support Niger in the event of a French and Eurasian attack, which is quite a surprise. Algeria and Niger share a border to the north, and Algeria has vowed to send armed forces to protect Niger in the event that France and Ecowas attack it. Algeria believes that this is a matter that should be resolved by the people of Niger. Fix alone. Since Algeria's independence, all of its oil, gas, and phosphate exports have gone to France. The fact that they have been silent doesn't mean they aren't bordered, so they want to use this opportunity to get out, which is why Algeria is silent. They demanded no military intervention and continued by saying that if Niger were to be attacked, what happened to Libya might happen to Niger. Thanks for watching, subscribing and liking this movie for more videos.